Webs, it's Wednesday, and so it's raining outside in Toronto, so I'm going to do this intro inside because today we do Tech Talk. Hi guys, and welcome to Tech Talk. Listen, today I want to show you a couple of pieces of very cool technology. The first thing I'm going to talk about is Google+. It's the new website that's taking the interwebs by rage. It's now at 3 weeks old, 4 weeks old, 24 million users, and is one of the more frequented websites in the world and social networks in the world. And I just actually finished up doing a webinar with Johnny Campbell over at Social Talent on how to use it from a recruiting perspective, but I just wanted to show you guys the site in case you are not on it. This, of course, is our friends over here at Google+. The reason why I like Google+ is for a number of reasons, but the number one reason are circles. So let me show you the different circles that I kind of have in play right now, and here you can see some of my contacts. So I've got a friend circle, an acquaintance circle. I also have a circle set up for YouTubers that I know, and so that's very exciting because what it means is that I can do content marketing based on those circles, but also it allows me to more easily keep track of what my friends are doing. A feature that isn't really readily available on Facebook right now, so I'm excited about that. It also helps me find people in my network. So now that I have a larger network, I can see as people come up in my network and I can put them in the appropriate circles. So basically, if I've known you, if I've met you in person, then you end up in that friend circle. So here's Felix. I know Felix, so I'm going to drop him into the friend circle. And as you can see, he now no longer shows up. So it's very intuitive, very click and drag, which I like because I'm a Mac guy. I like the Mac platform. And so, you can look at my profile, which, I filled out. It's always going to go to my posts, but, I've got an about section as well, some videos, some photos I put up, and of course you can also put up videos as well. And it keeps track of things that I +1. And then the reason why Google is doing this is because they want to better optimize their search engine. So, the hope is that if I go to a search engine, to Google itself. And I'm going to go there right now. I don't want the analytics portion, sorry. And I do a search within Google. Let's say I do a search on Toronto beaches. Right, so here's some stuff that's come up in the Toronto beaches. But let's say I like this, the torontobeach.com, and I say I'm going to put a +1 beside that. People who are friends of mine and who are circled around me in Google will now know that I like that link, which means that it's going to show up as a preferred search result for people who know me via the Google Plus application, which is kind of cool. It's the way that Google is trying to make sure that their advertising is more targeted. So there's my stream, and then I can limit that stream by certain friends. So I'm going to limit it to just looking at the friends stream as well. And there are Hangouts. There are also Sparks. And so if I go into Sparks, this is very cool. So let's say that I am interested in everything that comes up about Toronto, and then I can add this as an interest, right? So it's basically a way to create RSS feeds or news feeds about Toronto. Could be video as well. Let's say that social recruiting is one of them, and I'll do a search there. And then I'll say add that as an interest. So I can create these sparks basically where I add varying Google feeds and readers to my particular Google Plus account. So this kind of allows me to do everything within Google Plus. Now, when this is based in in Chrome, I can also add in add-ons to allow me to put my Twitter feed and my Facebook feed within Google+. Now, obviously, a lot of us are from a recruiting background, so I want to show you guys kind of one of the best ways to X-ray Google+. You can use a site called findpeopleonplus.com. So that one is very good. onplus.com. And this is the site has indexed about half of Google Plus right now. But let's say I want to do recruiters, and then Toronto, and I search the site on that. As you can see, I'm getting lots of different information, so I'm getting about 80 results here. And so I could always go and put those people within my different circles. Let's say I could create a circle for Toronto. 13 of them have listed their occupation as a recruiter. Obviously 42 of them are in Canada itself, so I only want the people who are in Canada. So that's narrowing it down to 42 people. These are 42 people that I might want to connect with. Look at that, I'm there as well. And have listed themselves as recruiters and living in Toronto or near Toronto. So pretty good results there. The other way to do it, which I like as well, is, and I saw this today on John Campbell's webinar, but I like to do a site search, siteplus.google.com, and then I would say recruiter, and then I would say lives, and then star Toronto. And here we go. So there we go. We're looking at Google Plus profiles. And again, about 135 results there. So some of these are going to be false positives because they've lived in Toronto, but most of them are going to be fairly good. So again, I can click on Dorothy here. I'm going to go to her profile. I'm in Dorothy's circles as well, but let's say that I want to add her to a new circle. I can create a new circle. I could say Toronto recruiters, create that circle. There we go. Now Dorothy's in that circle. So so very good from a marketing perspective as well. And looks like Dorothy is working still in Toronto right now. She's at the University of Toronto. Good stuff. So that also has links to Dorothy's website, her Twitter account, her About Me, and her LinkedIn. All of that stuff very, very valuable for a recruiter to know. And so I can always go back and continue to add people to the circles, which is very cool. Now, some of you will notice that I have Google Plus now open as a separate application. That's because I'm using something that an application for the Mac called Fluid, and I want to show you guys this very, very quickly. So here's the application that I've downloaded. It's fluidapp.com, and basically what it does is it allows you to take a web page and turn it into an app. So my apps are Google Plus, Facebook, and YouTube. And that allows me to open those as desktop applications as opposed to having them inside of my browser. So basically this creates an app for me. So whatever the URL is, and let's think of one that we might follow here. So let's say I want to get everything in the Toronto Star. So Toronto Star, it's thestar.com, and then I'll say Toronto Star. I create an application. I use the website Favorcon, or whatever it is they're using for their ID, and then I just press create. It's going to clock for a second here because it's actually creating an application. I'm using the Fluid API, which is very cool. But I'll show you in a second what happens here. And as you can see, these different applications that I have created previously are separate windows. So here's the Facebook one. And if I go into this Facebook application, it's still going to clock on me here. Then I can sort of see the different things that are going on in Facebook, as well as chat with people. I can do everything that I website within this application. And I'm going to lower it now. Just going to minimize this. It's still trying to create the application. So, I mean, basically that's what happens. It creates an application, it puts in your application folder, and then that's opened up as a desktop. But is you're going to for today for me, guys. If you have any questions about some of the stuff, and you'll see this is now coming up. So, you know, if I say launch now, then basically what's going to happen is you're going to see a web-based system that'll launch here on my desktop. Yep, here it comes. So this is the Toronto Star, and here you can see the icon for the Toronto Star has been used to create the application. It is sitting on my desktop right now, and this is opening up as a desktop app. And it's basically the Toronto Star within an app window. So I can read all of the articles that I want to read out of the Toronto Star. Right now I'm going to quit this application. Because you know that pretty much shows how it works. And again, you can do lots of interesting things. But guys, that's about it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this tech talk. If you have any questions, or if you do have a favorite piece of application or piece of technology that you want me to review, leave a comment on the comment section below. If you've liked this show, subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. And that's it for this week. We'll see you next week.